Guys, there are several reasons why NIO's Onvo vehicles will sell like crazy, right? And these are some of the top features for this car, which will guarantee its success. First of all, the time for battery swap, 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Here you can take a look. This was an actual battery swap, and that's how long it takes, 2 minutes 31 seconds to get a fully charged battery. That is unbeatable. Like, no kind of fast charging is going to get you to a full battery in that amount of time. And then the second biggest feature that a lot of people want is auto parking. Now, this is severely underrated because just today I had a friend, all right? She told me that she's buying the Xpeng Mona MO3 because of auto parking. Well, I tried to convince her to buy an Onvo, but her budget was like half of the price of an Onvo, so she couldn't afford an Onvo, so she's buying a Xpeng MO3. And clearly for ladies, being able to auto park is just a huge deal because parking can sometimes be a huge pain in the butt. And with Onvo vehicles and NIO vehicles, you can auto park without a person in the car, which is absolutely nuts. As you can see, there's nobody in the car and it can park by itself even when it's not near the parking spot. And what's really cool is if you have a very tight space and you're not able to get in or out of the car, you can still use this feature and auto park. And also on the contrast, it's not just for parking but also exiting the parking spot. You can use the phone, your app, and then quickly, the car just drives out by itself. How crazy is that? And you can see what the car sees. So this is definitely a huge feature, which is gonna a big selling point. All right, one of the big selling points, and clearly a lot of people will want this feature. Now, the next one, I actually kind of missed, but I was told about this from another person, and it is the fact that we know that Xiaomi's SU7 has a bunch of accessories. All right, in fact, Onvo L60 will also have accessories. So in about 10-11 days, when this car launches officially, there's actually a bunch of detachable accessories for the back seat. So what I mean by that, in this video when I was showing off the interior of the car, and at the back of the front seats, there's actually a little magnet, all right here. You see that little thing right there? That's actually a magnet which you'll be able to attach different accessories like an iPad or anything like that, like all sorts of other stuff. They might even have like a table or stuff like that. So this also means that you're gonna have some of the features that the Xiaomi SU7 has, with lots of accessories available. But we'll have to wait until launch day for them to confirm that. And then of course, the massive trunk space in the back also has this area that caves down. The kid is standing in there right now. That will actually house a huge, massive freezer/fridge. This is also yet another huge, massive selling point for this car. A freezer, all right? I kid you not, because a lot of people, whenever they go grocery shopping and they buy like frozen stuff, ice cream or any sort of frozen stuff, you have to rush home because otherwise it's gonna melt, right? But with this car, if you have that freezer, you just pop it in the freezer and you don't have to worry about it, which saves you a lot of headache, which is also very nice. And then also this car, being 900 volt, of course, super energy efficient, okay, energy efficient like crazy, also has AC charging port and extremely fast charging. So not only do you have battery swap in just 2.5 minutes to get a full charge, you can still get like 20% to 80% in about 10 minutes from super fast charging because it's 900 volt. So it charges extremely fast. So even if you go to a place that doesn't have swap stations, you can still top pop up and get your battery to full very, very quickly. So it doesn't really have like flaws, so to speak. The only one downside people say is, hey, it doesn't have a front, but who cares when you got so much storage space? You have so much storage space already. And even if you don't want to attach the iPad, this rear screen comes standard in all Onvos, which is also something that kids really, really love. A rear screen on a NIO group vehicle. Finally, all right, the only screens that you can get on a NIO are on the ET7s, and that's a very executive car. But this is perfect for kids. I had my son sit inside the car and watch some cartoons, and he absolutely loved it. And you guys, he wouldn't even leave. Like, he was watching cartoons for for like 15 minutes, and we wanted to leave. He wouldn't leave. He just loved this car. And guys, the reason why a lot of Li Auto sells, all right, EREVs, they sell also because the fact that kids love the screen in the back. All right, the screen in the back, absolutely amazing, and it's going to help Onvo sell like crazy. The other thing is the lack of delay. Look at this, the responsiveness of the seat, absolutely insane, because they are using their own built operating system, SkyOS, which is sort of like Android, like the first Android. All right, they got their own operating system. It's like Microsoft building Windows. NIO built their own operating system from the ground up, and they're using it first in this car, and then of course future NIO vehicles as well. And that just means that there's very little delay, and there's gonna be like it's gonna be very future proof. And overall, they got just a killer product. All right, it ticks all the boxes, every single box. All right, and it's relatively affordable, relatively. Okay, with BAS, 170,000 RMB, that's that's relatively affordable, unless you're like super low budget like my friend, who you know can only afford half of the price of this car. But otherwise, most people, and if you have a bit of financing, you can definitely afford this car, and it's gonna be for the masses. Like Neil said, this is for the mass market. And look at how much space you have. You can like put your legs up like that. And this is with the front seats at a normal seating position. All right, and the seats aren't all the way front, it's just normal seating position. You're able to do that, so there's so much room. Everything feels nice to the touch. It doesn't feel cheap. All right, it feels pretty nice. And if you can get over the brand, right, that this is a relatively new brand, this is an absolute killer product. All right, and I believe it's gonna sell like crazy, and I know it will sell like crazy. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Peace out.